So you've seen all the headlines: Venezuela, oil, politics. But what if the real reason most people fall behind isn't the economy, but where they put their attention? And you got to think about it this way. Over the last couple days, going into 2026, you probably watched countless videos about Maduro, Venezuela, Donald Trump, politics, oil, however you want to call it. And you went into this rabbit hole through TikTok and Instagram Reels. But let me tell you something. If if that doesn't serve you, that's useless information. That's just a distraction. Think about it this way. Is this going to crash my life? Is the economy ending? What does this mean to my future? What does this lead to? Anxiety, distractions, paralysis, and the worst of them all, time wasted consuming news feeds. So obviously, it's important to know somehow what's happening in the world, but for you to consume over an hour of information of your time just watching and reading through stuff that doesn't even serve you, and chances are you're not Donald Trump, you're not a government figure, and you're definitely not getting benefited directly from it, but indirectly, like gas prices are going to go a little bit lower. That's good. But besides that, that's not really like making you or breaking you at all. So right now, do not panic. Whatever's happening in the world doesn't really matter. Your only focus should be on you and yourself alone if you really want to make something up of your life. And believe me when I tell you this, if you're starting your year 2026 wasting your time reading through what's happening in Venezuela for 24 hours a day or 5 hours a day, 2 hours a day, you already started with your left foot. Okay. Like you're already losing this battle. You're already like wasting your time. And that's no different from fapping or, and that's just the reality. And that's just me being upfront about it because I used to be like, I used to waste my time with the most useless stuff. I used to waste my time reading about politics for like 10 hours a day. And I'm a little bit passionate about it too, But right now, what matters if you're a young man in your 20s, early 30s, is for you to actually learn a high value skill, not wasted on somebody that doesn't even know you and something that doesn't even really matter. And when I say high value skill, I mean actually a skill that allows you to capitalize on your time. Because when you don't have capital or a big amount of capital, you got to use your time as leverage, unfortunately. So basically, you got to start working so your time makes you money. So here's where most people get it wrong. You think that working a 9 to 5, getting a degree, and then eventually through that degree, making a lot of money is going to become a reality. But that's only a reality if you spend 20, 30 plus years on that job. So what you actually need to do is work value skill based jobs, not based on salary and a capped amount um, on a yearly basis, but actually on a commission basis, because that's where the real money is. So there's a lot of ways to go about it. There's so many different business models to go. But think about it this way. If you do drop shipping, you gotta have a lot of capital or a lot of marketing knowledge to do organic content. You're gonna have problems with supply and demand. You don't even know what product is gonna be a winner. You're probably gonna waste months to up and probably years of your life trying to figure this out when you're a beginner and you don't have leverage and still be working at a 9 to 5. If you do trading, super risky, you're gonna still lose a lot of money. And if you don't even have $5 to $10,000 available, that's gonna be a completely waste of your time. And I can go on about multiple business models, but what actually makes sense is not to create a business because that's not super realistic for the average person. So, what is actually realistic, achievable, and attainable in 2026 if you're a young man watching this? And that is becoming a high ticket closer, or what I like to call disqualificator. And that is such a powerful thing to be right now because it's in demand. Not a lot of people are good at it. They pay very handsomely, very good, and you can be rewarded and still enjoy your life. And it won't matter. It really won't matter what's happening in the world right now. That's literally the whole point. What is high ticket closing and being a disqualificator? That is you using your laptop, really hopping on calls with potential customers for big brands and businesses that have demand. They have already an audience of warm leads, warm customers, like warm potential customers that want to buy. That literally, and they get filtered, nurtured, qualified. So when they book a call on your calendar and you get it, you basically use the business calendar on their behalf and then you take calls for them. You hop on a call with them and then you're basically like, hey, like you run them through a process where you're basically consulting them and guiding them through the entire process without it even feeling like a sale or like a sales call, you know? So by the end of the call, it really it's up to them if they want to buy or not. But if you did a good job and you have a good process, which I do have for me and my students, basically they just buy. They just get close. And once they close, once they buy whatever the business or the big brand is offering, which normally can be a one-on-one consultation, a solution for a business, AI, even on the health in the health industry, whatever it is, you get a commission. Now, you normally get a 10% of the profit. So when we speak on of profits and whatever we make on the sale, we're selling high ticket prices, right? So if we sell a 3,000, 5,000, $10,000 sale, which is average, that's normal, we get 10% of that, meaning we make $300, $500, $1,000 per call that can literally be 45 minutes long, an hour long maximum. Some calls can go like 2 hours long, but that those are like very specific calls with difficult potential customers. And of course, it's not gonna be super easy, especially at first. You gotta like learn about it, and then you gotta train, and then you gotta look for the right opportunity. But that's all part of it. Like you gotta start 2026 being super intentional about it. Like, hey, I'm gonna get into this industry. I'm gonna start looking for these kind of opportunities, and then I'm gonna eventually make my first $5 to $10,000 a month. And everybody glorifies that $5 to $10,000 a month, but that's super average and super easy to attain, to be completely honest. So that shouldn't be your goal. Your goal should be freedom. And currently, what high ticket closing allows me to do, for example, is travel all around the world, travel to Spain. I'm going to travel to Dubai in like a couple months to travel through South America, have fun, enjoy my time purposefully with my girlfriend and my mom and my family, and then actually giving back to them and make $20,000 a month consistently, which is what I do personally from being just a closer. So right now, if you feel like you can definitely benefit from doing this skill, feel free to message me on Instagram or just book a call and we can definitely chat a little bit about it and I can guide you in the right direction. So I'm looking forward to it and just take action. Stop being distracted by nonsense and stuff on social media and do not waste your time.